95, got the 1942 pouring in my cup. In the session real loud, good gas, yeah, you know we about to roll it up. Bring the bottles to the session, big tab, go ahead and just live it up. Get lit one night, after that, we can go ahead.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Iconi, and we're here on 95 South. Episode 2. First of all, y'all already know how I do. I first and foremost want to thank God for this opportunity. I never start any show without thanking God, because without Him, none of this is possible. You know what I'm saying? Today, I got my co-host on here, Jacob, the great Mr. Personality himself. And we have this young lady that I'm allowed my co-host, King Jacob himself, to introduce to get us going this morning.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome on this wonderful Saturday morning. I have none other than Miss Princess L Elmore, and been following her for quite a while, and been watching her do her thing on several different audiences when it comes to the filming industry. And so, I had on my blog last year, and we talked briefly and stuff. And, here we are into another year, and she's grown so much. And, from this film to that film, and the films are things that we watch every day, things that we see on TV every day. And so she's kind of catapulted her way into this industry where she has become a household name. And so I just want to welcome her on the 95 South podcast. And so you the audience at home can get familiar with who she is and what she really does, and the expertise that she brings to the youth as well. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Great. So if we can go into, how and why did you get into the film industry?
Very good questions. Well, first, my how. Well, let me say why. My why first is when I was young, I was always, my sister used to always say I was very dramatic. I was always trying to do something, trying to act out something. I started doing school plays when I was in elementary school. And then from there to church plays, from there to theatrical stage productions. And then early in the 2000s, my son actually booked a TV show called Bad Dad Rehab. It was on TV One. And I went on set with him, and I was there, and I was watching him and react. And he's never done anything before in acting. From that point, he was only like 6 years old. So just watching him, just seeing the creativity from the crew and the cast, I knew that was something that I really, really wanted to do. So I decided at that point, you know what, I think that this is what I want to do, go into TV and film. So actually, I didn't know at the time that one of the other parents of her daughter was on the show as well. She was a life coach, and she was also an acting coach and a actor of as well. She was an actor as well. And I began talking with her and speaking with her, and I started to take classes from her. It started off just being a life coach, and then I would go all the way out. I think she lived like in the Swanee area, which is probably like an hour and a half from me. And I would drive out there every week and being coached by her every single week. Up to this point, I've been under the tutelage of Coach Jonna Johnson for like 10 years. And she has basically taught me things that I didn't know, because coming from stage, going into TV and film is just totally different. So from that point, it was always something I actually wanted to do. And I knew it was a passion of mine. I knew I loved just being on camera. I love acting. I love just being different characters. And it just went from there. And it's been a blessing. That is my actually why and how, because I just love it. I love it. I live, sleep, eat my career, honestly.
Okay. And so upon you get into it, like, when did you know that you had that green light, that gift, that wow factor?
I actually did not know until I actually was grown. I think I was probably in my early 20s when I started doing the stage plays. I knew that from that point on, I always wanted to perform in front of people. I always wanted to be either on a stage, behind, in front of a camera, something. So I have to say, probably mid 20s. Mid 20s is when I realized, yeah, this is definitely what I wanted to do. But I have to be honest with you, I did not really go and start doing it full time until I think it was probably four to 5 years ago. I was a vice president at a bank. And I talked to my husband and I told him, I said, babe, this is just something I really want to do. I've been in banking for over 20 something years, but this is my passion. If you just give me the chance, I promise I'll work hard. I'll do whatever I need to do to make my, the ends meet come from me. And he doesn't ask a lot from me, but it was just a point. He said, okay, let's do it. He never argued with me or anything. In 2018, I quit my job and I decided to become a full-time working actress. And it wasn't easy. I didn't know what God's plans were for my future, for my career, but it was my faith walk. I always say it's my faith walk because that was something that I just decided to do and didn't know where I was going from there. I didn't know where my career was going to. And this industry, is very fickle. You just never know what's going to happen. But hey, I did it. And so far, God has been blessing me constantly. He has not let me down yet.
Now talk about now. Acting and filming is one thing, and being a public figure is another thing, and being a socialite, influencer is another thing. But having the supportive husband to say, "Okay, let's do it.
Yes.
Let's okay, my darling, let's see where it takes you." People don't experience that. So upon you experiencing that, I'm pretty sure you had to be overwhelmed to really be able to walk away as the vice president from a bank and
Yes.
walk out on faith and just pray to the Lord and ask the Lord to guide your footsteps. To like my husband said, yes. So God, can we please make this work? And so you
Right.
did make it work. So you know, I'm just so thrilled. I was watching you a couple weeks ago on the Lifetime movie with Doctor with Bobby Peoples and Renee. I said, look at her,
Yes.
just
Yes.
just sitting there talking to Omar Gooding and playing Omar Gooding mama. I said, you know what? Princess that made the Lifetime. Because people say when you make it a Lifetime, you sort of a big deal. Everybody don't make it a Lifetime. I see people that my mom used to watch on soap operas back in the day on Lifetime. I recently been seeing Vivica Fox on Lifetime a lot, and I even seen Wood Harris play a detective on Lifetime, and he's another actor that really people don't know that do a lot of things. And with you being in like the Shy Dynasty and just the Lifetime movie and stuff like that, so you must have a strong and a fire agent, a agent like cause listen, you be working, you be working for real, for real.
Thank you. And yes, I actually had an amazing agent. She was pitching me for everything. She even told me, she said, I pitch you for everything. I'm just letting you know. I don't even ask you. Every time she would put a post out to all of the talent, she said, well, this does not even concern you because I'm gonna pitch you for it. Because I told her, I said, just pitch me for whatever. I'll let you know. I'm not a type of person that decline auditions. Let me tell you, I don't. As far as Bobby and Renee, they have been such a blessing to me, especially for that Lifetime role, because I've actually worked with them a few times prior to in a lot of their indie films, which was definitely a blessing. And for them to even consider me for that role, I was just really so appreciative to them, and for their support. Bobby was always, we're going to get you out there. I promise we're going to get you out there. And he kept his promise. So when I auditioned for the Lifetime movie, they didn't tell me. I don't think they told me before the audition that I was playing Omar Gooding's mom. I didn't even know. And I had to actually audition for 3 different roles for that movie. And the main one that they were trying to pitch me for was Omar Gooding's mom. Still didn't know it until they called me on a Sunday. I was in the kitchen frying some chicken for dinner, and they called me and said, "Well, Princess, we want to book you for this role, blah blah blah," because they had to take it back to the producers and everything. And when they told me you're going to be playing Omar Gooding's mom, I was like, "Who?" I just lost it. I think I was full of tears. I was so overwhelmed. My husband had to get on the phone and talk to him because from that point, I didn't hear nothing they said after that. It was funny.
Yeah, so I watched that movie like 4 or 5 times.
Yes, they showed a lot.
My mother recorded on the DVR, so I definitely watch it. And what's so interesting about the movie is the casting and how it maneuvered, and how Omar's wife didn't think that she can talk to you, but you was getting an Omar case, and then told that she can be open, and the role fits you very, 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 very well, and so moving right along, I have noticed that that you have really brought some people along with you. People be calling you Auntie Princess, like up and coming actresses and actors. So tell me about being Auntie,
right.
Auntie Princess.
Well, actually, well, I do coach. I coach as well. I coach adults and kids in acting. But a lot of my great colleagues, and they have actually become family to me, is actually actors that I have been mom to or aunties when I was doing stage. Mom and auntie. I guess they just brought it along because even behind the scenes, before we actually hit the camera, before we had actually hit the stage, I was always that auntie type or that mom type. So I'm either telling them something that they probably need to know, or just kind of like laughing around with them, just having a good time. And of course, whenever I got a chance, I'll instill a little wisdom in there as well. So it just went along. So now they're just part of my family, my family that is not blood, but they are still family. They're very supportive. A couple of them I have coached as well. Is one that played my daughter in Taboo 2 with Bobby and Renee. And I actually am her acting coach now as well. And she's doing amazing. She is talented. So I'm sure you guys will definitely hear from her very soon and see her on some things, because she is just an amazing actor.
Are we talking about Shamika?
No, this is well, Shamika too. Shamika is amazing as well. But no, this one, her name is Reese Cherie. I think Cherie is her last name, but her name is Reese. So she plays my daughter. Now, Shamika actually played my niece in Taboo 2. And of course, she did an amazing job. And of course, with her too, she just always called me auntie.
Right, she do.
Since that movie, since we were rehearsing it.
That's how I know about people calling you auntie.
Yeah.
Through Shamika. So and she was just telling me, "Oh, I love Auntie blah blah blah," and she was like, "She's so wonderful," and she just worked with the youth and coached them. Like, she don't get aggravated with us, or So the younger people see that they can talk to you, they can come to you, and you're not really aggravated with them, and they can move forward with you. So, upon that, I would like to say that's great, because with this generation, we get so aggravated sometimes, and when you can have that much patience, you are a different breed from God. I promise you are. I promise.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I sure appreciate that. And thank you so much for your support, Jacob. I really appreciate that so much.
You're definitely welcome. So, Icon, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you tap in with, Miss Princess, and ask her those great questions that you have.
Well, me and her were talking right before you came on, and the one thing is, because she's been in some serious roles: Chicago Med, Dynasty, The Shy, and when I seen her, I was blown away. Because because the main thing when I'm watching a movie or a TV show, I'm looking at the acting chops. I'm looking at how you embody that role. If I'm looking at Princess, or if I'm looking at the person that's playing. And when I first seen that, like that role from The Shy, and I'm sitting in, and they sitting in like the little lounge or bar, and she talking to the mayor, and she just serious like, yeah, you need to buy this restaurant over here. And I'm just like, woo! I said, whoa, well, she got me scared, And the mayor had that look on his face, like, okay, you know what I mean? So my thing is, what do you do to prepare for these roles, and how many of these roles are actually you a little bit more so just the role?
Oh gosh, that is a question. Okay, so the first one, how I actually prepare is a lot of things that I've taught myself, and also what I've received from my coach, just getting the preparation, your backstory of the character, just creating different things in your mindset of how you think that that character should be portrayed on set or on camera. So a lot of times when that downtown, before I even hit the cameras, if I'm in my trailer, I'm studying my lines. I'm going over how I want to actually portray that character, how I want to speak, how I want to sound, my expressions in my face. A lot of times we basically call it just having like a scene objective. What is my objective for this particular scene and my scene partner? Having different types of substitutions that can kind of like dig deep a little bit more into my character. Who have I known in my past, in my present time, that I have actually encountered that some kind of way is similar to whatever character I'm playing. So a lot of times, of course, when I play those type of roles, the role on Shy, I loved it. Actually, that's my favorite. That was my favorite role because it was different. It was kind of like not really a villain role, but of course, if you look at Shy, the character of Duda and the things that he does. So of course, just to play with him, I had to be that serious type that you're going to take me serious, or it's everything is going to downfall. You're having your financial issues. Let me tell you exactly what you need to do. So of course, that role was really great for me. I was I was able to kind of like dig into that one. A lot of my roles that I do as moms, I'm a mom of boys. So the mom again that I played like in Lifetime, I'm a mom. I knew exactly what I needed to do to dig in my son's grill because I have to do it in real life. So a lot of times, when I'm doing these different roles, it just basically comes from things that I've maybe encountered or things that have happened in my past or in my personal life.
Okay, so by you saying that, the other ladies in the business that have been around for a minute, Octavia Spencer and some of these other ones that seasoned veterans, have you bumped into them and they've given you that confirmation that, oh yeah, you doing your thing? So have you bumped into some of the seasoned veteran actors?
I have actually, but Octavia Spencer is, oh my God, I love her. Now, if I meet her one day, I may pass out first and then let her give me a little wisdom. But no, I have not met Octavia Spencer, but I have worked with Lisa Ray McCoy. I've worked with Tashina Arnold actually recently. And I have a couple of films that's coming out that they directed that I worked with them on. Working with Omar Gooding. I have a movie coming up, Teal, that I worked with a lot of people that legacy that has been in the industry for years. Frankie Faison, of course, Whoopi Goldberg. I unfortunately didn't have any scenes with Whoopi, but just knowing that she was there in the present and that she's going to be on the camera at the same time, in the same film that I've actually was in, was such a blessing. But I take a lot. I am definitely I can't remember what my husband says because I know different things that go on in the movies and TV shows, but I look at a lot of movies. I look at a lot of TV shows, and that helps me. I kind of like do what you do, honey. I look at them and kind of like get into their character. How are they doing this? How are they bringing those tears? How are they bringing those reactions and those emotions? So a lot of times it's just me basically getting in tune to different characters that I like to see, even on TV, even the ones that I have not been able to meet as of yet. But hopefully one day I will.
Now, we're going to ask you this question. So I know you played in For My Man, Fatal Attraction. We had another person on here a while back that played in a few of those scenes, and I was looking at your credits, and you played every type of role you could play, from the mama to the FBI, the GBI. You did everything. So how did that come about? And I know that's a little different because you don't really speak, so it's more about your body language. You don't speak as much in those roles. You kind of more like it's going by like your body movement and your facial expressions. So how was that different? How did you get that role in those roles, and what's different about those roles than the actual speaking roles?
Well, what's different about the Fatal Attraction and For My Man roles is that I don't think any of those I really had to audition for. With those, since they are reactions to true events, things that really did happen, they actually look at your features, your face. If you look close to the person that actually happened to, a lot of times if they do not have a person that looks like the person that actually went through that situation, they're at least try to get a Black female in a certain particular age range. So a lot of times I just applied for them. And when I say apply for them, I submitted for those roles on one of our acting websites that majority of the actors go to audition or submit to be enabled to audition for a certain role. So with those, you just have to look the part. They really don't know what you can do until we get there, until we are on set. So when they're on set, they give us now a lot of times when they figure out that, yeah, you got some chops, you can kind of act a little bit, they kind of like put a little bit more into that character. Or if they want you to do more, you get a little bit more screen time, which is always a good thing and always good in our favor. And so a lot of times we get there, like the detective roles. I love detective roles. And of course, I played a whole bunch of them. But it started from Fatal Attraction and For My Man. Unfortunately, a lot of times now, casting directors do not use those because we don't speak a lot, because it's normally a lot of just reactions to certain things that's going on. But the detectives, of course, they have some things, of course, if you've seen all of them, I know you're trying to catch up on them. So some of them we do have some speaking lines in the detective roles. Normally the mothers, they'll probably have to question them, so they don't have a lot. But a lot of them I just submitted to, and when they know that you are good at it and you can get the job done, they'll call you back for another episode. So I've been on Fatal Attraction and For My Man probably maybe 5-6 different episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. I was like, yeah, back, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, I'm gonna turn. Oh, I'm gonna ask you one last question. I'm gonna turn it back over to Jacob. Have you ever met any of the people the actual people that went through these ordeals, or they don't have y'all go that far with it?
No, they don't, but they do give I asked that on one episode that I played a mother, and this one, the mother had a lot to do with her son, because her son always had issues with his kidneys. And so he had a lot of different issues going back and forth to the hospital and everything. But I did ask one of the producers on that particular episode, do they see them? Do they know the people that you choose to play you or your character? And yes, they do. They actually send pictures of us to them. So we have never actually met them at all, but it would have been a blessing if we would have, because a lot of those shows are taking place in Knoxville, Tennessee. But of course, the real true events happen all over the world. in Detroit, some here in Atlanta, and all over. So they do know who is portraying them because they send them the information or send them a picture of us. So, but other than that, no, we've never met them in person.
Okay. Jake, you take it away.
Okay, so before we go into more about you, I want to talk about hot Atlanta for a minute. And in Atlanta, Georgia, like them Georgetown Hoyas, as the ATLians say. You know what I mean?
Yes.
As my people Outcast say, But how is that TV and that film industry in hot Atlanta? And how have you seen it grow upon you being into the industry?
Oh man, it is amazing. They now call Atlanta ATL Wood. Just the difference from Hollywood and Bentonville, California, because a lot of actors actually from LA is moving to here in Georgia. And I've seen it grow extremely big and extremely large industry here in Atlanta, because we do get a lot of actors that's coming in from different states just to get here. There's a lot of different roles. We have a lot of competition out there in Atlanta here. So what I want to say is getting close to LA. We coming at you, LA, I'm telling you, because we have a lot of different breakdowns for different movies that's coming out. Even Marvel movies are being filmed here, which at first you didn't see a lot of, but now a lot of them. Black Panther, it's another one that's coming out soon. Shazam, I think Shazam is coming out. They filmed here, actually, in the area where I am coached, where my coach is in the downtown area. So it has grown extremely big. It has done pretty well, and it's getting bigger. Like I said, a lot of LA actors, a lot of actors coming in from Midwest, West Coast. They're coming here to Georgia because they know that the work is here. We have plenty of work. Absolutely.
Okay, great. And so, as I look at your movie clips, I came to mind of a couple of people that I would like to see you work with, and so let's talk about it. Leonardo DiCaprio. Morris Chestnut, Tom Hanks. I would love to see you work with Loretta Devine. I would love to see you work with Sandra Bullock. And last but not the two last that I picked, I'd love to see you work. I would love to see you work with Denzel Washington, and I would also love to see you work with Morgan Freeman.
Hey, before you say that, I would say if you did the scene with Loretta Devine, I want y'all to be like caddy against each other. I can see y'all just going back and forth. I would love to see that. But go ahead.
Oh my God, you just pulled out some of my favorites. I love Loretta Devine. I love Morris Chestnut. I tell him he's my husband in my head. In my head, I have to tell my husband that all the time. I say, okay, now I'm telling you, that's my husband in my head. Don't play with me. Loretta Devine, Tom Hanks. Oh my God, Leonardo da Vinci. Come on, you're talking about legacy. I mean, been in the business for years, and they are amazing, strong actors. I would love to work with all of them. I know it's one more I have to add to that, who is Viola Davis, because she is such an amazing.
Right.
Oh,
she is.
We just went to see
Yes.
Woman King last night, and she was amazing. So I love Viola Davis. I love Loretta Devine. If I was to be with her, I'm telling you, I just know I would just be so honored, because she is such an amazing artist, and I just love her spirit. Just seeing her in different things. I love her singing. Everything about Loretta Devine, I absolutely love. All the different Tom Hanks. Oh my God, I've loved him since Forrest Gump.
Right.
So I love all of the actors. Yes. So I love all of them, and it would be a blessing and an honor. And look, I'm claiming that one. I'm gonna have to stick that on my mirror to work with all of them. I'm telling you, I love it. Absolutely love Denzel.
Right.
Come on now,
That's the
he's
goat
my
right
other
there.
husband. Now he's my other husband. That's really, really in my head. It's like right there.
Right. And
But
so
yes,
if I had to name 3 that I left off, it probably would be Courtney B Vance. That's one of my favorite actors. His wife Angela Bassett, and also I would say I just can't forget this guy, man, because I just feel like we have to talk about him more. Writer, actor, filmmaker, producer, Forrest Whitaker. Got to talk about Forrest.
Oh yeah, he don't get enough credit.
My God,
Definitely don't.
Forrest definitely does not get enough credit. What is it? The Godfather of Harlem.
Yes.
Me and my husband love that show. I was hoping they was gonna bring that back. I don't know if they're gonna bring that show back. Forrest Whitaker, yes, he has not gotten the credit that he deserved because he is amazing. And I've been looking at him, all of his film. I can't think of any film that I have not seen with Forrest Whitaker in it. Courtney B Vance. We just looked at a show that's on Amazon. Oh my God, the name slipped my mind right now. That he's an attorney, and it was based on a true story that he was helping a young man trying to get him out.
61st Street.
Yes,
Yeah,
61st Street.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my God.
that first episode, I had to cut off at the first episode. I was getting mad. I was ready to go grab somebody. I would get mad off that first episode.
Man, you got
episode, the Godfather of Harlem. I think they changed streaming networks, but I think it's back on. I'm gonna find out which one.
You got to continue to watch it, man. And Princess, I'm gonna say this for you. If I had to be a writer and write a short piece, I would have you play on the show that was produced and written by 50 Cent for Life.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
yes.
And so your character would be, the attorney of 50 Cent. They get him out of jail.
You
know what I mean?
I would love it. I would absolutely love it.
Oh yeah.
And so you would be going up against Aaron Wallace in court.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause when
let me take some notes.
Yeah, so when that for Life show and how he was wrongly convicted, and how he studied the law library and started representing those cats and getting them off the yard and sent back home, and then he had a old friend that was an attorney, and he came and gave him the study guide, took the bar, and and then and cause he was at odds with 50, cause 50 was trying to extort him. You know what I mean? So he was at odds with 50, and so he got out, became this attorney, and I was like, and it was a scene with 50 like, when I get out, I got something for him. So I was like, Princess could play 50 lawyer, and
I would love it.
And just to work on the set with 50, I think that Raising Cain, I can really see you playing the female that's the big time head honcho. I can see you playing her lawyer as well. You know what I mean?
Yes. Now you calling shows that we look at every week. Now for Life, we're still waiting for that one to come back. But yes,
they canceled it. They canceled it.
They did cancel it.
Yeah, they canceled it.
My gosh, that's crazy.
Oh man,
yeah, they canceled
it. That was such a good show.
ABC. I think
it was a really good show.
ABC. It just got too serious for ABC. The topic matters and where they was going with it. It just got to be too serious towards the end, I think, for them.
Right.
Well, I hope they bring it back. Maybe another major network would pick it up. I'm hoping. But 50, he is doing amazing. He's doing great things. Of course, he got 3 power shows out there: Raising Canaan and what is it? Power. What is Power with Tommy? I can't remember the name of that one. Yeah, and then Power Force, and then he got the other Power with Ghost's son Tyreek out there. So we look at all of them, and yes, I'm working on it. I am definitely working.
Hey, you about to be the female Clifton Powell. Cause me and my son laugh all the time. Clifton Powell in every movie to come on TV.
Yes, he is.
Our icon. I can also see her working with my man 50 Grand, Wood Harris, because Wood Harris and everything too. Wood Harris and everything, bro.
Yeah, he does a lot.
Like I said, you a scene stealer. You know what I mean? you one of those type where when you see you walk in the room, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, let's see what's about to happen. You know, and I feel like you can be. I think you would be a great you could be a villain, you could be the mom, but like if you was that villain, you could be that Erica Kane of this era. Like, you know, Erica Kane when she walked in the room on
Mr.
All
Erica
My
Kane,
Children,
All my
boy.
children.
like yeah, you already
Listen.
knew what it was. You already knew it was about to be some mess. So I would love to see you like in that role. I'd love to see you. Or what's the show that Tyler Perry had? Have and Have Nots with the lawyer or whatever. I can't remember her character name right now. But
Veronica.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Ooh, but hey,
Yeah.
when you got that character where everybody hates you but love you at the same time, you know you're doing something. You know you're doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God. I'm
Yeah.
definitely taking notes. I'm definitely claiming it. Like I said, I don't know what my career is going, but I am definitely praying that it goes to higher and higher heights. I've just been praying that God just enlarge my territory. And
Yeah, right.
so far he's gotten me from oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Princess, let me ask you a question. As far as writers, what would you say the most powerful writer you have been around or worked with or have encountered here lately?
Oh wow. I have to say, it's a few. But I would say is some writers that I know that are actually coming up. But of course, I have to put Bobby and Renee Peoples in that
Uh-huh.
as well, because they are doing amazing. A lot of people that have not gotten a chance to work with them, I'm telling you, you definitely need to work with Bobby and Renee because they are doing amazing things. They used to be here in Georgia and they moved out. I think it's probably been like a couple of years. They moved to Las Vegas area and they are still doing it big. It's some young ladies that I just worked with on the two BET Her movies that's coming out for breast cancer next month in October. They were amazing for the role that they played as far as writing the actual scripts for these two films. And I actually play lead supporting role, the doctor in both films. And so those are coming out. And one is I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. She's going to kill me. Kalami Sane, I think that is the way you say it. Another one is Kristen Iris. Kristen actually has two products coming out. One, of course, one of the breast cancer movies, but also a series, Wicked City, that will be coming out on All Black in November. And it's with Vanessa Bell Calloway is in there. Yeah, that's gonna be a really good show about
I love her.
Yes, and it's about
I just love to look at Vanessa Bell Calloway.
yeah, she's amazing, and you know what?
Boy.
She's doing a lot more of TV series. So I know she has a new one that's coming up that's out now on BET Plus called The Black Hamptons, and she has so many other things that's coming out as well. So I have to say it's some new writers that I have worked with or were I was blessed to be appointed to play a type of role that they put in their stories or their screenplays, and they are amazing. So you're going to hear a lot from them, definitely. Once you see the shows and see what I'm talking about, you're like, oh yeah. We're definitely going to hear from them a whole lot more. A lot of other writers that I've been able to work with has done extremely well, but those are the ones in particular because you don't know them yet, but they're coming.
Okay. So the reason why I asked you this, and this is gonna go back to Icon. The reason I asked you this is because Icon has a son, my adopted nephew, that's a writer, and he has now. I've met a lot of college students that write scripts. Some have 5 or 6 written, some have 10 written. This man told me he got 50 scripts written.
Oh wow!
50 scripts already written, you know, and so he's a senior in college, and so I want to really send him to you and plug him with you. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
y'all can
wow.
really work together. So just be patient with us. We got something for you.
Okay. I will. I would love it. Oh my gosh. 50? Has he done anything with them? Is he doing anything with them
Uh,
so far? Or he's just
he did like a short film for school for a project that he wrote and directed for his school, or
mhm.
whatever, because he's in the music business. So he has a group that they've been maybe focusing more on the music side right now, or whatever.
Wow.
But like I said, that's been one of his passions. Because his of course his people he already looked up to was Spike Lee and Tyler Perry. That was his two favorite directors and movie writers. So but basically he's been writing since he was like 5, 6 years old. So so he's been writing for a long time. He just basically just kind of like waiting on his opportunity. But the music had come on so strong that he kind of went that way. But anyway, I
Mhm.
want to get back. So we get on that later on because it's about you this morning. Um, what I was going to ask you was because I was listening to Miguel Nunez, and he's another great actor that doesn't get his credit. And I seen him on the interview, and he was talking about when he acted in Life and a couple other films. Where I forgot the director he was just talking about, but he was saying how the director didn't really like for the actors to stick to the script. He like the
Right.
script is just a guide. So he's like once you read it, you move, you kind of make it your own. And he said he even seen a writer actually get fired when he went to this guy and said, well, they're not following the script, and he got mad with him and said they don't supposed to follow it. And I don't know, other stuff probably could have happened that led up to that, but he actually told him to leave the set. You know what I'm saying? All for him coming to him with that. So basically, out of all the stuff you've done, how much do you have to stick to the script, and how much can you ad lib?
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, that's a great question. That's really a great question because a lot of times it basically does depend on the writer. And it also depends on the director. A lot of times the directors say, you know what, go on and do you. They want you to stay. Because see, this is the important thing. A lot of directors want you to stay to the script, but if they allow you to do any type of improvisation or anything, you want to make sure that you take that up with your scene partner as well. Because if you're going to do something extra than what is in that script, they need to know when are they able to come in with their lines as well. So when you're improving, or if the director said, oh yeah, have at it, you definitely want to make sure that your scene partner or whoever you're in that scene with basically knows exactly when to come in, or if you're doing something. I actually just worked on a Christmas movie that's coming out in this December, A Christmas Prayer on TV1, and it was a co-star role for me, but I'm playing opposite of one of the lead guys in the film, the lead people, lead actors, and it's Chad Coleman. He played on All American. He played Spencer's
Oh,
dad, and he's done some
oh,
other stuff as well. Yeah. So yeah,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
amazing. So he
yeah,
had to tell me, we
yeah.
were
He was
rehearsing,
on
and
the wire. He was on the wire.
yes,
Yeah.
he was. And I remember we were rehearsing. He said, "Oh, wait a minute, give me a minute," because he had changed something before my actual line come in. So you want to make sure. It basically depends though on the director. Some directors that I've worked with, they is like, okay, we're going and half at it. The Shy was one of them. Another one. Uh, Bobby and Renee too. They let you go in and kind of like do your thing, just throw a little splash of Princess in there, So a lot of them do want you to do it because it seems more authentic and more natural and
Mm-hmm.
realistic when you're putting your own splash or something, your own personality or what you think your character may say in
Mm-hmm.
that particular scene. So a lot of them I have worked with let you be free, but some I have also worked with that no, it's strictly verbatim. Verbatim is very hard for me because a lot of times I'm like, we going strictly verbatim. I mean, like every word, like even the I got to put the in there, or the end. Yeah. So yeah. It basically
Yeah.
depends on what the director wants for that particular project. Because yeah, you can have some that, hey, let you have fun and do, hey, as long as you stay, we want the main stuff to stay in there. We want those
Mm-hmm.
certain lines, certain particular lines have to stay. But then if you can put a little splash of whatever you think your character may portray or say, then hey, go ahead, go have at it. But a lot of them, hey, no, we want this verbatim. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's
it's
what you see
funny.
on the
It's
paper.
funny you
That's
say
what
that.
I want you to read.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because when Miguel Nunez was in Life, and the part where he was about when he got shot, he got killed,
Mm-hmm.
and when he went over the gun line,
Yeah.
he said
Yeah.
basically he was like they were just gonna have him killed, and no reason they weren't gonna say why, they were just gonna show him get shot. And he said he went to the director and said no. He was like, this particular character has to have a reason why you just killed him. So he put the whole thing in there
Right.
about I can't go home like this and all of that at the last minute. And then he said when he said
Mm-hmm.
when he did that, Eddie Murphy was cool with it. And then he said when he looked at them and said, "Don't be scared, don't be scared." He said at the end, he said when they said cut, he said Eddie Murphy came to him. He said you need to trademark mark that. He said that's gonna be huge. So Eddie Murphy seen the vision of when him just saying, "Don't be scared, don't be scared." He said
Mm-hmm.
you can trademark that. So because he made that up on the spot. So he was like,
Yeah.
yeah. So certain things that you see like what's the movie Best Man
Mm-hmm.
when Mia slapped the old boy. They talk about that all the time when she slapped him. She's like
It was a
she wasn't
plan.
slapping me like that. He was like he took everything in me to stay in
Mm-hmm.
character because she slapped the crap out of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly. Exactly. And I talk about that scene all the time when I'm coaching other people. You just have to, when your creativity comes in and you just go ahead and take it. A lot of times, no, the other scene partner is not going to be aware of those type of movements or that creativity that you're doing, and it's going to make a big, humongous change in that actual scene. I mean, it's going to make something, and then afterwards you be like, I did not see that coming. Come on now. It's just certain things, and it can be the smallest thing that makes a scene totally, totally different. Totally
Mm-hmm.
different. So I love it. I love it when I work with directors that I can kind of like put a little splash in there and just be something that came from my creativity and not from the script. Because a lot of times when they put those scripts together with me, a lot of my characters that I play, I'm just like, oh, would I say that? And so you can, ask the director or you can ask the writer, can I say this? Or can I add this in or something? And a lot of them are okay with it if it matches that scene, if it's not going to take it all the way to the left. But other than that, hey, you can have your creativity if as long as it's okay with the director and the writer, because the writer wants to see their work being, come to life. So of course, it comes back to making sure that everything is okay with the writer. But if you go
Mm-hmm.
some things like the slap with Mia and in that scene, then hey, yeah, not Mia, Neil Long, then that scene, hey, it made it a totally big difference. Oh Lord, I'm getting ready to call him Tyrese. Tay Diggs didn't know it was coming,
mm-hmm.
but that scene was like amazing, and everybody
It was.
remembers
Yeah.
it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
It
It
was.
well,
probably didn't work in your favor at the time, but it became very big.
I hate to cut this interview short, but because of time and all that, because definitely, this is going to be seen over in our affiliates out in Canada and or whatever. So we
Awesome.
definitely want to be able to be able to get your name and your face out there, every place we can get out there. So that's why we were so excited about having you on this morning. You're actually our first guest for that Canada show. So y'all so you broke us in when it comes to being our first guest. So if anything, just give anybody shout outs or whatever they can follow you. Anybody you want to shout out anywhere people can follow you.
Absolutely. Actually, let me give one big shout out. Actually, he's right here, sitting right there, listening, is my beautiful, handsome husband, Brian Elmore. Thank you so much, babe, for all of your support. I love you, love you, love you. My sister, Tamla Coleman, she's also an evangelist. Love her. And my parents, my mom and dad, everybody's been so supportive. And my children. You can find me on Facebook at Princess LaShawn Elmore or Princess L Elmore. On Instagram, I am Princess. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. I am Princess Elm. I am Princess Elm on Instagram, and Twitter, Princess Elmore. So it's basically all the same. I'm sure you'll be able to find me. It's pretty easy. Please look me up and follow me. I would love your love and support and your appreciative. Thanks to Icon and Jacob. Thank you guys for having me. It's been an honor and a blessing. Thank you so much.
Most definitely. And I just want to say, I appreciate you taking the time to get to know me, to reach out to me, and to respond, because you quite the busy person, and it means a lot when we can bring you on here, and now we just gonna show the love in Canada. That's it.
Thank you. Amazing. Thank you so much.
And we want to thank everybody out for watching today. It's your boy Icon, my man Jacob the Great, and the great, beautiful, talented Princess Elmore. See y'all next week.
We got the good vibes, got the 1942 pouring in my cup.